Right now at 6 a.m., Oklahoma City firefighters say a man is found dead inside a burning backyard shed. I'm Lacie Lowry, coming up the latest from the scene.
Boy, a heartbreaking loss on the southwest side of the metro, and now the community that's grieving will come together tonight after a 6-year-old boy is hit and killed by a school bus. I'm Robin Marsh. How neighbors are coping, we'll tell you about the vigil tonight. It's ahead here on News 9.
And a chance of freezing fog this morning could make roads slick. I'm Colby Thelen. Coming up, we're going to hear from meteorologist Lacie Lowry about our chances and what will those temperatures rebound to. It's ahead on News 9 this morning.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning. Glad you're waking. Oh my goodness, sorry.
Okay?
Glad you're waking up with us this morning. I just about fell out of my chair.
We don't want to lose you, Colby.
We're so excited! It's
It's Friday. I'm out. Sorry about that.
All right.
Glad you guys are with us this morning.
We do call it Fry-yay.
Fry-yay.
Here.
It's too much of a yay. That was way too much of a yay.
All right. Hey, we're enthusiastic this morning because the weekend is here. Lacie is here with us. Lacie, how are we looking here at 6 a.m.?
Good morning, guys. Roadways across the metro are looking good, but we are getting reports of slick spots for folks in western Oklahoma. So heads up, black ice is possible on bridges due to freezing fog in parts of the state. So we want you to use caution as you're heading out. Make sure your friends and family know. Take it slow. If you're driving in and your visibility is dropping due to that thick fog, all the moisture from those droplets could freeze on elevated surfaces. You notice there's not a lot of fog in this shot on our Lucky Star Skycam network, just some light haze. There's some treatment down on the roadways in the Oklahoma City area, but we have fallen to the magic number of 28 degrees at Will Rogers. So if we start to see the fog set up anywhere across the region, it could start to cause some icy conditions. Now, here's another shot from our OCCC cam where you can kind of see a little bit of that haze. Now you get further west, the fog is thicker. This is Canadian County, showing you a live look in Concho, a little bit more moisture, and now crews are out on the roadways. What I'm showing you are ODOT plows that are out, and this is Custer County, Ouachita County, Beckham County, along I-40 in western Oklahoma, even into portions of Caddo County along I-40. Treatment is being put down because there is the chance for freezing fog. And by the way, the Sooner Scooper's out for you. Tundra Tornado, Drift Buster, Sleetwood Mac, and Sooner Scooper are all out. Those are some of the ODOT plows that are out currently. If that starts to get a little bit thicker into the Oklahoma City area, we're going to let you know, but be careful in Binger down to Hobart, and we're watching where the humidity is socked into nearly 100% from Paola to Byers, Winnett, Seminole, and Shawnee this morning. Watch the bridges. We'll have 50s in the forecast later today, and sunshine and maybe more freezing fog tonight. The details are coming up.
Lacie, thanks so much. And Megan will have an update on the morning drive for us coming up. Your headlines right now at 6 a.m. We know one person is dead after a backyard shed caught fire late last night on the northwest side of the metro. Fire and police officials tell News 9 they're trying to piece together what led to the fatal fire. Our Brianna Brown has the latest from Northwest 11th and Penn. Brianna?
The scene here at Northwest 11th cleared around 4 a.m. Now, Oklahoma City Fire confirms one man is dead following this shed fire, with the Oklahoma City Police Department launching an investigation into the cause. Now, we know that this call came in around 10 p.m. Thursday night. When firefighters arrived on scene, they found a detached shed behind one of these homes engulfed in flames. Now, they were able to contain the fire and prevent it from spreading to any of these nearby homes, but during their operations, they did find one adult male confirmed deceased. They've yet to release his information. Now, we'll continue to update you with more information as this investigation is ongoing. In Oklahoma City, Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's own News 9.
And of course, we're asking for the name of that man who died. Keep it here on News 9. The updates will be on the News 9 app.
Oklahoma City police say a man is dead after a high-speed chase ends in a crash on I-44. This was the scene around 9:30 last night on the interstate near Northwest 23rd. Police say the chase actually started on the southwest side at 59th and Penn and then ended here in this video when the suspect crashed into a concrete barrier. That suspect died at the hospital. No officers were injured. The suspect's name has not been released. Also in Northwest Oklahoma City, one person is badly injured and rushed to the hospital after they were hit by a car. It happened just before 9 p.m. near Northwest 10th and Council. Officers say the driver stayed at the scene and spoke with investigators. At last check, the victim is in critical condition.
A makeshift memorial is growing for an Oklahoma City first grader who was hit and killed by a school bus Wednesday afternoon. Oklahoma City police say 6-year-old Adrian Salgado was on his way home with 2 other children when he was hit near Southwest 51st in Douglas. Investigators say Adrian tried crossing in front of that bus as it was turning and he was hit. Joanna Alba was one of many parents frightened by what happened.
That made me not even want to let my kids go outside and play because of the fact that sometimes, you never know if a car is going to just run through them.
There is a vigil tonight at 6 o'clock where this happened. Police have left, people that is, have left dozens of cards, flowers, stuffed animals, all in honor of Fillmore Elementary student. A family friend has set up a GoFundMe as well to help with funeral expenses, and we have a link to that over at news9.com.
Our thoughts with that family and the school there on the south side of the metro. Some other headlines right now. Oklahoma City fire say a house fire on the southeast side was sparked by something electrical. It was breaking news yesterday morning. This happened right near Southeast Grand and High. Investigators say the fire believed to have started in that detached structure behind the home. Then it spread to the home. Firefighters put out the fire quickly. They do say it caused $30,000 in damage. The family escaped. No one was injured.
Crews are working to repair a water main break in northwest Oklahoma City. It's taking longer than expected. Crews have been working since Wednesday evening near Northwest 23rd and Penn. City officials say part of Northwest 23rd is actually narrowed to fix this 8-inch break. The city says it should now be fixed by tomorrow. We'll keep you posted there on Northwest 23rd and Penn. Another water main break yesterday morning that we showed you happened near Northwest 87th and Western. Water just bubbling up from the sidewalk. City officials say they did fix that water main break yesterday.
6:06 your time right now as we turn to meteorologist Megan Gold. That area on 23rd Street going to be kind of a mess, Megan, but at least other interstates right now doing okay.
Yeah, all of our major highways doing fine. Of course, the big deal this morning, we're watching for patchy to dense fog to develop. And I'll tell you, for your Saturday morning, if you do have travel plans, it could be even thicker tomorrow morning, giving us more widespread issues. This is the view from our Lex Stanfield there at that water main break, Northwest 23rd and Penn. I'll take you to the map, show you where that is. It's going to be, of course, off of the interstate to the west of 235, and that is going to be in the westbound lanes where it is going to be closed, and they're actually going to be diverting the westbound lanes, and then the eastbound lane is open. If I were you, I would just avoid that area if you can, but the good news is that if you do have to travel, you can get by. Now, traveling out I-40, Lacey's mentioned this, but we've had reports from ODOT of lower visibilities there, and that's where we think more slick spots are possible this morning. The bridges, the overpasses, please watch for that black ice. Here in the metro, the Broadway extension, you can see the haze there, but we're doing just fine visibility wise. The Dallas Junction morning drive is picking up. Just be safe as you hit the roadways. Guys, back over to you.
Other headlines this morning. Epic Charter Schools has a new superintendent. Yesterday, the school board selected Dr. Sean Ross from Oklahoma City Public Schools. His appointment comes months after Epic's previous superintendent resigned due to mass layoffs within that district.
Oklahoma Attorney General Getner Drummond is stepping up the fight against scam calls and robocalls. The AG is launching phase 2 of Operation Robocall Roundup, now telling 4 major phone carriers to quit letting suspicious robocalls onto their networks. AG Drummond says these companies have had plenty of warnings, but millions of fake calls are still slipping through. Guys, I think I get about 3 scam calls a day. I do have something downloaded on my phone. Do you guys have like a
No, because
scam
I probably
detector?
get 300. What is that you use?
Each carrier has a different
Okay.
app, and it's free. So I have AT&T, and it'll say spam risk when somebody calls.
It's unfortunate because I don't answer my phone anymore.
I know.
It's like, I don't know if I don't have your number saved.
I think it's a scam before I think it's real.
Yeah. Well, and now the way they put a name on there, it's like City of Oklahoma City. Oh, what are they calling me about? And then they're like, hey, are you older than 65? I'm like, no.
How dare you?
I'm also blaming that for the reason I don't respond to text messages.
There you go.
Somehow
When it's
make
from me, it's not a scam.
Somehow
Colby.
make that work. It's my excuse. I'm sticking to it, Lacey.
He screens all of us, Lacey.
Anything that comes across his phone.
He doesn't answer.
Exactly. Nope.
Nope.
Does it help?
Decline.
Does it help to know that I don't know where my phone is most of the time?
I don't doubt that.
That
for
doesn't
one
help, does it? Okay.
second.
All right.
Hey, put down the distractions this morning as you're hitting the roadways. We want you to get where you're going safely. Here in the Bob Mills Weather Center, we're watching for some patchy black ice. We're talking freezing fog this morning. I know, 3rd morning in a row that you really do have to be careful. We do not have widespread problems. Crews are out treating the roadways. We could also have some freezing fog tonight. A cold front hits for your weekend, but then highs are in the 60s. We'll have the full details coming up in full weather.
Still ahead, the Navy Admiral speaks with lawyers on that Venezuelan boat strike, and Americans give $4 billion to nonprofits for Giving Tuesday. Top national stories are coming up.
All right, for those kids headed to the bus stop today, make sure they're bundled up. I picked up my kid yesterday. His teacher's like, I'm sorry, I tried several times. He won't put his coat on. And I'm like, not another step, dude. It is freezing out here. What are you doing?
Those kids get stubborn.
They will.
They just want to wear their Crocs on a hoodie no matter what the weather is,
it's
right?
Like they can't feel the cold until it's like
They don't
freezing,
notice
you know?
the heat, the cold. It's all about just getting outside and playing.
There you go.
Especially yesterday with all the snow. There was so many kids
fun.
that were happy. So many kiddos like, oh man,
I missed it.
Not this time. All right, now what you have to watch for is some black ice on the
Okay.
road. So heads up to drivers as you're heading out. Elevated surfaces, if you have moisture on your windshield because of fog, that could also be on elevated surfaces, the bridges, the overpasses. In the metro, these are the Lucky Star Skycam network cameras that you can see. Downtown, no fog. Very light haze in Blanchard, Northwest Expressway, Lake Hefner Parkway, the Broadway extension looking good. You get out towards the west, out into Canadian County. This is our Concho cam. There is some light moisture and some light fog, and there is the chance of some elevated surfaces having some ice. I think that chance is even higher the further west that you go along I-40. I'll show you the maps in just a second. For your bus stop forecast, starting in the 20s. Yes, bundle up the babies. They need the layers this morning. Big heavy coat. You won't need the big heavy coat this afternoon. We'll see sunshine, light winds, and 50s. It's going to be beautiful, and hope your Friday's off to a wonderful start. Stay safe on the roads. Here's a look at, again, Northwest Expressway, Lake Hefner Parkway, and there's just some light haze in this shot, but the key is we have dipped down well below freezing, down into the 20s, so it doesn't take much for the moisture, the droplets of that fog to stick to the bridges and to your windshield, things like that. It would be light, but all it takes is a very thin glaze of ice to cause problems. What I'm showing you here is a view from space, and what the infrared imagery is doing is taking the temperature of the clouds of the fog, the very low cloud deck, and depicting it as orange. So fog is settling in from Beckham County, Roger Mills, Ellis County, up to Woodward, back up to Cherokee, now down to the southwest. We've had some thick clouds roll through, but in the metro, the visibility is not terrible. Where I think we've had saturation going on long enough that now we could have some slick spots is going to be the west and then also to the east of Oklahoma City. So I'll take you kind of on a tour here. Watch out from Woodward to May, Shattuck, Arnett, Vici, down to Butler, Clinton, Dill City. Again, you're driving along, and if that moisture is thick and that fog is thick, please be careful. A patch of black ice can be deadly. We have thick fog that is showing up in the visibility from Asher to Maud to Seminole to Shawnee to Stroud, also down in the 20s in this location. So be careful. Now, ODOT is out in western Oklahoma, and they're treating the snow routes in Beckham County. They're treating Custer and Ouachita County, also Caddo County, and we've seen some city crews out on city streets here in Oklahoma City. So the treatment definitely helps in a scenario like this, but you're going along the roads that are connected to the ground in the 40s, so there would be just moisture on the roadways. But if you notice moisture on the road, the bridges could start to get that thin glaze of black ice. It's called black ice because you don't see it. It just looks like moisture, but it's actually very, very slippery. All right, humidity's up to almost 100% now in Hughes County, 99% in Shawnee, 100% in Byers. When the humidity gets that high, that's your signal that, hey, now we've got enough moisture that we could have some problems. Not widespread, not every bridge on your drive would be icy, but it's going to be a possibility that one or two have some. Now, tomorrow morning, taking you here, showing you the fog blanket could actually be thicker and more widespread for your Saturday morning. Just a couple more mornings, so you got to be careful on the drive. No drizzle going on right now on Next Gen Live. We've got 20s and 30s out the door, definitely cold. Winds are out of the south in your hour-by-hour forecast. We warm to the low 50s by 3 p.m. Again, sunny skies. Closer look here in the metro, it's down to 29 in El Reno, 28 in Chickasha, 28 in Weatherford. Winds are 5 to 10. They're strong enough to keep the fog from really getting thick, but the moisture content is still high. Wind chills are in the teens and low 20s heading out, and we're climbing back into the 50s this afternoon. It looks like a gorgeous forecast. If you're heading to downtown this evening for that Big Thunder game, temperatures will drop into the 80s by tip-off, and as you're leaving the Paycom Center after the Big Thunder victory, it'll be in the mid 30s. And by tomorrow morning, back in the 20s, and with some fog around, you got to be careful. Weak cold front hits on Saturday, but as I take this broad view of our future here over the next several days, kind of the big picture here, we have several cool shots headed our way, a big warming trend, and no big storm systems coming from the north or the west to bring us precipitation. It is a dry forecast showing up after we get through these next few mornings where we could have a little drizzle. Lows tonight down into the 20s, 27 in Oklahoma City, and if we get that blanket of fog, you have to be careful. You have to watch the elevated surfaces. Once again, fog in 20s can be really nasty driving conditions. Then we're back to the 50s for your Saturday afternoon. 43 on Sunday, 49 Monday, guys, and those 60s are looking nice midweek next week. Back to you.
All right, Lacie, thanks so much. 6:18, some of the other headlines across the country today. A Navy admiral says Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth did not issue an order to kill everyone on board that suspected drug smuggling boat near Venezuela. We can tell you the headlines that have come in is that Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley spoke with lawmakers on Thursday in a classified briefing about the September attack. Members of Congress wanted some clarification after learning survivors were killed in a second strike on the vessel.
Employers have cut more than 1.1 million jobs through November this year. Career placement firm Gray & Christmas says that is the most since 2020. Back then, companies laid off more than 2 million people as the pandemic was hitting the U.S. economy. This time, tech is driving the surge in job cuts, and more than 150,000 workers in the sector losing their jobs through November.
Americans gave $4 billion to nonprofits on Giving Tuesday. That's up nearly $400 million from last year. We also know more than 11 million people volunteered on Giving Tuesday. That's a 20% increase from last year.
It is 6:20 on a Friday morning. Let's see how we're doing on the metro roadways right now. Meteorologist Megan Gold joins us. Megan, how are we looking out there?
Roads are looking good for anyone headed out the door, taking the kiddos to school, maybe headed to work this morning. Got a couple shots to show you. The Broadway Extension morning drive picking up from our Lucky Star Skycam network, our American Fidelity camera. Those of you that commute in from the west side, I-40 and Council looking off to the west, looks good there. Of course, Lacie has been mentioning those visibility issues out in far western Oklahoma, and I'll show you that here in just a second. I-35 South 66 looking off to the north, morning drive picking up on I-35, but good to go. The only issue out on the roads right now is still that water main break at Northwest 23rd and Penn. You can still get by. It is not completely blocked off, and as mentioned, we're starting to see bigger visibility issues out into western Oklahoma, Sayre, Elk City, and starting to see a few kind of reduced speed spots out there. So watch for the slick spots, elevated surfaces, black ice. We'll continue talking about that through the morning here, but right now your drive times into the metro are good to go. Guys, back to you.
All right, Megan, thanks. Still ahead, a special delivery on the side of an Oklahoma highway. How a trooper helped a woman deliver her baby? It's next.
Oh, mama.
An Oklahoma Highway Patrol trooper helps with a miracle on the side of the highway. Trooper Tyler Shelby was called to clear the way for an ambulance to take a woman to the hospital. She was in labor. He ended up helping her deliver the baby before that ambulance arrived.
Oh my gosh.
Advise them we're on the northbound side, and we just delivered.
So matter of fact.
She's so calm.
It's done. OHP says the mother and baby are doing just fine.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. There's the ambulance.
There it is.
I love it when the baby's like, yeah, I know your plan. See ya, plan. I'm coming fast.
Kids start ruling your life even before they get here, right?
Oh, my gosh. I was reading something, and he said, Mom did everything. I just caught the baby.
There you go.
Great catch.
That was the catch of a lifetime.
Catch
for
of
sure.
his career.
Yeah. Hey, it's almost 6:30 on Friday morning, outdoor forecast time. Lacie, how we doing on the outdoors?
Well, looking good. We're cold for sure, and I'm telling you, that was always something, a huge fear. If you're a mama, you had a baby, I think it's called precipitous labor, is whenever the baby comes so quickly, and yeah.
You better be close to where you need to go.
It's like your worst
Or have
fear.
someone
Where are
with
you going to
you.
be stranded at, you know?
Have somebody who's with you that knows something.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's for sure. Heading into the outdoors today, it is a chilly day. We've got clear skies overhead at the very low levels, though. fog has settled in and we have the chance for some ice if you're heading out. And by the way, some Oklahoma deer pictures that we have been getting in are stunning. Riley's 11 years old. This is Riley Bryan and her monster buck from deer gun season. The mass and just the character of the antlers here and the rack on this buck are fascinating to me. The brow tine's kind of curved to the side and everything kind of folds on in. Just beautiful, though.
Way to go, Riley!
I know. Congrats to you. And there are still a few days left here of deer gun season, taking you today into the weekend. If you haven't filled your tags, temperatures are in the 20s. Now, everything is below freezing if you're north of this pink line south of Ada, and we've had some light fog settle in spots. It's limiting visibility in locations. Visibility is not terrible, but there's enough moisture to cause elevated surfaces to have ice. Talking patchy black ice possible on bridges and especially some of the overpasses if you get into western Oklahoma, and could be on this ladder stand and the ladder steps there. So be careful as you're climbing up. Temps in the 40s this afternoon, some 50s, guys, and we'll talk about a cold front for your weekend. Some could see patchy black ice tomorrow morning. The details coming up.
Also ahead, hundreds of Oklahoma families are suing State Farm for denying or underpaying hail damage claims. We speak with one family about their battle and why the Attorney General is now joining the fight. 5:31 on your Friday morning. Good morning, Oklahoma. We have some flashing lights out there. I can't tell if that's a police officer pulling somebody over, or I also saw snowplows out this morning. So can you guys tell?
Looks like someone was going a little too fast there,
Okay,
Lacie.
slow down. I know the weekend's coming. You don't have to rush to get there, folks. That's a live look on the Lucky Star Skycam network. We do say good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lacie Lowry with Colby Thelen and Robin Marsh.
We're doing okay today?
Great.
All right, ready for the weekend. Lacey's going to have that forecast for you coming up. Our top stories right now. A memorial is growing where a 6-year-old Metro boy was killed. He was hit by a school bus 2 days ago. It happened near Southwest 51st and Douglas Wednesday afternoon. Oklahoma City police say 6-year-old Adrian Salgado was walking home with his brother and a friend when an Oklahoma City school bus was turning right and hit the child as he was trying to run across the street. We do know there will be a vigil for Adrian tonight at 6 p.m. at Southwest 51st and McKinley. If you would like to honor the child, there's also a GoFundMe on our website to help pay for funeral expenses.
More firefighters rescue a person from inside a burning home. It happened yesterday afternoon around 3:15 right near Northwest 27th and Santa Fe. Firefighters put that fire out. They say the victim was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation, but is expected to be okay. The cause of the fire right now under investigation.
Oklahoma City firefighters say something electrical sparked a house fire near Southeast Grand Boulevard and High Avenue. It happened around 1:15 yesterday morning. Investigators say the fire started on a detached structure behind the house and then spread to the home. Firefighters say it caused more than $30,000 in damage, but no one was hurt.
Boy, it's cold out there. A lot of people trying to stay warm any way they can.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
this time of year where we tend to see a lot of fires, structure fires, house fires, that kind of thing. So be careful out there. Space heaters, make sure they're away from blankets, things like that, plugged right into the wall as well. Let's turn now to Lacie Swope. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Lacie, this morning it's the freezing fog that's the concern.
Yeah, we're watching freezing fog to potentially develop. It's 5:30. We do not have any freezing fog in the state, but that can change here over the next couple of hours. The temperatures are down into the 20s, and we've got just some light moisture at the surface. So what is fog? Fog is just a cloud right at the ground, which means millions of water droplets. You get an elevated surface like a bridge. The roadways will not have ice on them this morning, but the bridges, the overpasses could get some patchy ice that starts to set up when those water droplets freeze on contact. Again, we're not seeing any of that, but areas that we're watching over near Seminole down to Byers with near 100% humidity. Also back over into Beckham County, humidity is at 100%. That means the fog could be thick enough, especially in low-lying areas, to cause that. The fog's too light on our Concho cam. You can see through it. There are still some water droplets there, but if you're driving and you notice almost like drizzle or the fog becomes so thick you've got to slow down, you have to know there could be some patchy black ice. There's a little light fog there on our OCCC camera. You can see that. So patchy fog definitely going to be possible, and we'll watch it through mid-morning, and whereas we've had the most dense, it's going to be in the west and northwest. So watch for that. No drizzle showing up on Next Gen Live, and most of the roadways roadways are dry this morning. Your Lucky Star Sky Cam Network, we're at 30 degrees at Will Rogers, but there are some 20s in the metro. And when you drop into the 20s, that chance for ice is a little higher. Chandler, 29, 28 in El Reno and Minco, 31 in Tecumseh, 32 right now in Guthrie, a lot of low 20s in northern Oklahoma. Winds are up just enough. It's kind of the saving grace, so the fog is not setting up really thick. It could, though, in low-lying areas. Feels like the teens and 20s currently, and as we head to your afternoon, guys, we'll see highs in the low 50s. What to expect for the big weekend? Could we see more freezing fog tonight? It's possible. I'll have it for you coming up.
Well, the U.S. Army is ordering its officers to check in daily with soldiers during the holiday season. The goal is to prevent suicide and self-harm during a vulnerable time of the year. Oklahoma Veterans United is an organization that provides resources to our veterans here in Oklahoma.
Most often, active duty service members are away from their home, and they lose that connection with family.
Any veterans locally who might be struggling during the holiday season can actually contact Oklahoma Veterans United. We also want to remind you today there is help available 24/7 every day of the year simply by dialing 988. It's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline for anyone facing mental health struggles.
The former president of failed First National Bank of Lindsay, Danny Siebel, is now indicted for bank fraud. Federal regulators shut that bank down last year, citing mismanagement. That federal indictment says that Siebel, who was fired days before the closure, issued loans to friends and neighbors that were never paid back. Siebel is also accused of faking bank reports to cover up missing money. If convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison and a $1 million fine. Epic Charter Schools has a new superintendent. The school board selected Dr. Sean Ross from Oklahoma City Public Schools. His appointment comes months after Epic's previous superintendent resigned during mass layoffs.
Police and more are partnering with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office for a DUI checkpoint on Saturday. They put this out there and they say people still come through high and drunk. Officers say they will be at an undisclosed location in Moore. They are looking for drivers showing signs of impairment from alcohol and or drugs. Again, this weekend. Please be safe.
Well, you got to see this. Thousands of snow and Ross's geese are back. Look at Lake Texhoma. Whoa. This is the annual winter migration. An estimated 6,000 white geese are flocking together at the National Wildlife Refuge. They're feeding on 300 acres of winter wheat planted specifically for their visit. The annual migration attracts visitors and wildlife photographers. I mean, the beauty of it all, it's just gorgeous. People from all over the country come to see it.
You're looking for a compelling story to tell with a beautiful animal that's in flight, or in movement, and you're trying to create a capture that is compelling.
Simply beautiful. The geese will be hanging around the refuge for several more weeks.
Beautiful.
Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt is seeking his third term in the city's top office. The two-term mayor will face one challenger in this election, 34-year-old Matthew Polaris. Holt says he believes his accomplishments over the past 8 years prove his abilities. He says he's most proud of passing maps for a new downtown arena and a new bond issue, as well as securing 2 Olympic events in 2028.
A little different when you don't have, funded serious opposition, or you don't have the necessity to introduce yourself. At this point, you're kind of standing on your record, and I'm very proud of my record, and I think that the people of Oklahoma City have shown time and time again that they are as well.
Matthew Polaris says that he will be available for an interview with us next week. We plan to talk to him then. Keep in mind the election is on February 10th.
More than 1 million bags of shredded cheese sold at Target, Walmart, and Aldi have been recalled. That's because the bags may contain metal fragments. The FDA says the cheese was sold in Oklahoma and 30 other states. The cheese has sell-by dates ranging from January to March of 2026. Check your fridge and toss the bag if you have any.
All right, 5:40 on our Friday morning and ready for the weekend. I think it's kind of like a 6-7 thing.
When you do that in my household, it's 6, 7 always.
One generation has changed the entire meaning of so many things. You can't count to 10. Counting to 10 will never be the same.
No, my boys, you don't even have to say 6, 7. You can say 6
right.
or 7.
Absolutely.
And they're doing, this to me the whole time.
Just so you guys know, 41 is now the new 6, 7.
Just start that trend.
Yeah, 41.
You've heard it here.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your hand motion you got to do? That's something weird that goes with it.
I meant like this or that, truthfully, Lacie.
I know what you mean. It's a mixed bag for the weekend. That's what you're trying to say. Little this, little that. That's what got headed our way. Freezing fog is something we're watching for this morning. Has not happened yet. It might not. If we start to see that, we have problems on the roads, we're going to let you know. Here in the Bob Mills Weather Center, it's about the black ice again tonight. That's possible with more freezing fog. What's in store for the rest of your weekend? Well, a cold front hits late Saturday, but next week, 60s on your 9-day. Your forecast is coming up.
Coming up, a big story from our nation's capital. The FBI has arrested a Virginia man. Why they say he planted bombs the night before January 6th a couple of years ago. It's coming up in our national stories next.
You know, the freezing fog is kind of the issue today and tomorrow. And driving in this morning, I did see some salt trucks out and snowplows.
Yeah, so if they're out treating, that's great news because any treatment would work tremendously and help prevent any black ice. What you watch for with fog and freezing fog is that you're going to be driving. All of a sudden, your visibility kind of gets diminished from the haze, and then there could be ice under your tires that you would not see on elevated surfaces. So we're not seeing that. Sometimes that gets big time, bad. It can be really, really bad as far as travel goes. Actually, the chances will be higher tomorrow morning. So we got these 2 mornings to get through.
I love all these snow pictures too from yesterday.
So many.
I mean, they're so fun.
I like
so
the snowmen. I like the ones that
I know.
put together a little
that
snowman.
got out and put something together. It didn't last long. We told you if the kiddos wanted to play in the snow, you had to get out very early. And look at this picture. April sent us. His smile is probably the cutest thing I've seen all day.
He's so happy.
Just the thrill of snow when you're a kid and to watch those big old white flakes coming on down and this close to Christmas. It's an exciting time. Did not cause major problems on the roadways, and that's good, guys. And the countdown is on. 20 more sleeps until Santa Claus comes to town. Now, since the snow melted, it added additional moisture to the low levels of the atmosphere, and that's what gives us the chance for fog. We've been seeing that out in Beckham County, out near Sayre, out near Elk City, along I-40. We still have some fog going on to the north and to the south, and what I'm showing you here is that it goes away mid-morning. We have sunshine this afternoon, but I'm taking you into tonight and tomorrow morning when the fog could be much more widespread and much more dense, more of like that blanket of fog that comes in, and that's when you really have to watch areas that dip down below freezing. We'll watch for that. I'll show you what's going on currently though. Now we're below freezing for most of our region. We're up to 96, 98% humidity. There's some light haze, but not enough moisture content currently to give you any black ice. Now you get out to Sayre, you get out to Elk City along I-40, Beckham County, watch elevated surfaces in Beckham County. Same thing down near Byers and over near Shawnee and Pottawatomie County with close to 100% humidity. Light haze, that's moisture. Any moisture can turn into ice on elevated everything, bridges, your windshield, that sort of thing in Concho. Certainly if you go out this morning and you have ice on your windshield, just know that could also be on the bridges. You're gonna have frost this morning for sure. There is thick frost out there. Winds have gone light enough for that, but the fog's not too thick across the Oklahoma City metro. That is the concern through the morning. So we have crews on the roads. We will let you know if they start to come across any problem areas. We want you to get where you're going safely for your Friday. Now, Next Gen Live, no drizzle showing up. That could change, especially tomorrow morning. Lucky Star Skycam Network sunrise is at 7:25. We're at 30 at the airport right now, down to 28 in Stillwater, 28 El Reno, 26 in Hinton. So 20s are cold enough for sure for some patchy black ice. 30s, maybe not. We'll see. Low 20s across northern Oklahoma, mid-upper 20s back to the west. South winds, they're 5 to 10. Now they're stronger once you get over near Watonga, back down near Hobart, and that helps with the fog, keeps it kind of moving and mixing out. But just the moisture content so high, that's why we do have the concern, and that's why we're telling you about it. Wind chills are in the teens and the low 20s. It's a cold one for your Friday. You want the coat today. Hour by hour forecast, we warm it up. The fog goes away. We have sunshine by 3 o'clock. Kiddos are coming home from school today in the low 50s and a south wind. And then tonight, winds will go calm this evening. Looks beautiful. Hey, if you're heading to downtown, the big Thunder game going on this evening. Tip-off is at 8:30, taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and it looks good in downtown Oklahoma City. Temperatures will drop into the 40s. Some fog is possible again tomorrow morning, and it's all about the freezing line. Where does that set up? I'll show you the details in a minute, but I just want to show you the big picture because what an active week we have had. Okay, we had the snow that melted, give many areas a couple tenths of an inch of moisture, which is great for the drought, but now we're going to go back into an extended dry spell. Cold front hits on Sunday, again, passes by mostly dry. If anything, some sprinkles in northern Oklahoma, but Sunday is chilly. Monday is chilly. We warm it up through midweek next week, and we have several days in the upper 50s, low 60s. It's not really until we get around the 15th or so of December that we start to watch Arctic air to the north. Some data brings that to the south. We'll keep you updated on that pattern change as it gets closer to us. Tonight, into the 20s. Now, remember this, because 23 Clinton, 25 Hobart, 27 Oklahoma City, 28 in Stillwater, but then we'll be close to freezing in the southeast, and that fog will build up from the south to the north. Now, if we do fall in the 20s across the metro, that could mean tricky travel for sure. You have to wake up, tune in, trackers will be out, and if that freezing fog is causing problems, you have to adjust accordingly for your drive for your Saturday morning, because we don't want to get into another scenario with widespread wrecks, and that's definitely possible in that type of a setup. Now, tomorrow afternoon, where are the clouds? How quickly do they burn off? If we hold them tough, which some data suggests, we're in the 40s and low 50s for your Saturday. Sun out west keeps temps in the 50s and low 60s, and then that cold front comes in for your Sunday. Sunday, we'll see sunshine, 43 for a high, 49 on Monday, 58 on Tuesday. Weak front, just a wind shift, Tuesday into Wednesday. And guys, those mid-50s continue. It's gorgeous next week. I'll send it back to you.
Lacie, thanks. 5:50 your time right now. Let's get a check of traffic with meteorologist Megan Gold. How are things looking out there, Megan?
Roads are looking good. No accidents to report to you here. I do want to show you the Dallas Junction as visibility, kind of that light haze, as Lacie mentioned. Morning drive picking up for folks coming in from the South Metro. Broadway extension looking good there. No big visibility issues if you're coming in from the north side. Now, I do want to bring your attention to a water main break. That's going to be at Northwest 23rd and Penn. We've got our Lex Stanfield there with a kind of a look at the scene. If we could take that shot control room and show you that there is kind of some disruption in that spot there. So we'll take you back to links to show you where this is specifically on the map, west of I-35 over near Oklahoma City University. And they are diverting traffic in the westbound lanes. Eastbound, one lane is open. So I'd avoid it, but you can still travel there. If you're headed back out into western Oklahoma, that's where we do have some reports of some heavier fog. So just a heads up if you're traveling westbound I-40 out towards Elk City and Sayre. I'll have more on your morning drive here in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
The FBI arrests a Virginia man accused of placing pipe bombs outside the headquarters of the Republican and Democratic National Parties on the eve of the January 6th Capitol attack. According to an FBI affidavit, law enforcement used credit card purchases, cell phone data, and a license plate reader to zero in on the suspect, Brian Cole Jr.
Business news this morning, and employers this year have cut more than 1.1 million jobs through November. Career transition firm Gray & Christmas says that's the most job cuts since 2020. Back then, companies laid off more than 2 million people as the pandemic was hitting the economy. This time, we've learned tech is driving the surge in job cuts, with more than 150,000 workers in that sector losing their jobs through November.
Americans gave an estimated $4 billion to nonprofit organizations on Giving Tuesday. That's up nearly $400 million from last year. This year, more than 11 million people volunteered as well on Giving Tuesday, and that's nearly a 20% jump from last year.
I love hearing those numbers. That's awesome. Hey, coming up, the Thunder spreading holiday cheer. What Thunder star Jalen Williams, J-Dub, loves most about this time of year. We're talking to the Thunder next.
Oh, we love sharing some holiday cheer. This was inside of Metro Target, the Oklahoma City Thunder joining several Metro families for their annual holiday shopping spree. Could you imagine shopping for Christmas with the Thunder? This is all in supporting families that are part of Sunbeam's Grandparents Raising Grandchildren program.
It's awesome. It's awesome to be able to do this. This is my favorite event that we do, just being able to share this opportunity, share this experience with the kids, their families, see how excited they are.
Jay Will loves it. The Thunder love it. Each family receives a Homeland gift card. This is the 18th season of the Thunder's Holiday Assist program.
Isn't that so cool to say you went shopping with a
Yeah.
Thunder player?
Yes.
I love that the kids are just having normal conversations with them, too.
They're like buddies for life,
yeah,
right?
they're like,
There you
yeah,
go.
you're my team. Of course we can hang out.
Yeah, we joked before that's like you don't have to bring the ladder out to get those bikes off the top shack. It's just like Chet, just like
Let me reach up and get it for
Get
me.
that for you.
Yeah, Thunder at home tonight, playing Dallas Mavericks, and the game's on
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime tonight. Yeah.
That's new.
That is kind of new.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you can watch it on Prime with the Prime
8:30,
membership.
right?
Okay.
8:30 time.
All right. How we looking this morning?
Well, this morning we're watching for some fog. We are getting reports of slick spots from freezing fog along I-40 out into western Oklahoma. So crews are out treating the roadways. We may start to get a few slick spots to the southeast of the metro. We'll have all the details coming up at 6.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
6:30 on your Friday morning. We are live right now at Northwest 10th and Western at the 7-Eleven. Our news trackers were out and about and they saw this ambulance at the 7-Eleven going to check out an emergency. So we thought we'd swing by. Looks like the ambulance is leaving. Police and fire already left. So I think everything's clear there now. If it turns out to be anything, we'll keep you posted. But our storm trackers and news trackers always ready to respond. And this morning they found that at Northwest 10th and Western. We do say good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. Kind of chilly out there.
Ooh, it is a little cold out there for sure.
We're eyeing some freezing fog, potentially, and that could cause slick roads. We don't want that. We've already had enough of that this week. Let's turn to Lacie Swope. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Hey, Lacie.
Hey, I was talking with some of the friends yesterday across where I was at dance practice, okay? And we're all sitting there, and I just mentioned, hey, we're looking at some freezing fog. And everyone's like, wait, what? Again? We can't handle any more winter weather driving this week. It's been treacherous. Well, there is the chance. You still have to be alert this morning and again tomorrow morning as you're heading out on the roadways. I'll tell you, right now, we have no reports of black ice across central Oklahoma. We do have reports of a few slick spots as you get further to the west along I-40. Temps are in the 20s, and we've dropped all the way down close to our dew point, which means there's thick frost on elevated surfaces, but the fog is what you have to watch. When you're in the 20s and you get a cloud at the surface, and that allows all those teeny tiny water droplets to freeze on contact, that's when you can get into a black ice scenario. And when you look down from space, we've had some low clouds roll through. Not too worried about low clouds that are moving, but see how everything's kind of thickening up here near Lawton, down near Chickasha, Duncan, Pauls Valley, and especially from Woodward, Tologa, Cherokee, Sayre, Cheyenne. That's where you have to watch the elevated surfaces, the bridges. In fact, we're getting visibility down to less than a mile out near Arnett and also down near Atoka, but you're above freezing down here. So I've watched the saturation really happen from Byers to Seminole to Shawnee to Stroud. A few slick spots are possible, not locked in. It won't be every bridge that ices up. And then back along I-40 and back up into the northwest, please be careful. ODOT's out treating the roadways along I-40 this morning. And in Oklahoma City, the fog has not been too awful thick, but it is cold. We're down to the 20s. It feels like the teens and low 20s. We're back up to 33 by 9 guys and a sunny 51 by 3 p.m. More on the chance for some of that thick fog tonight. And what about your big weekend? It's coming up.
An Oklahoma County grand jury clears police officers in 2 separate cases of use of force that happened here in the metro. In one case, Midwest City Police say Bryce Edwards attacked a woman with a pipe and then stole her car last month. Edwards got into a chase with police. They used a tactical maneuver, which is a use of force. Edwards crashed and died from his injuries. And an Oklahoma City police officer cleared in a deadly shooting. Police say Jason Redshirt was making threats outside a home at Southwest 59th and May back in September. He's seen on this body camera video throwing bricks and wood at an officer. That officer then shot and killed Redshirt.
Well, the Oklahoma Attorney General is now stepping into a huge lawsuit against State Farm Insurance Company. This lawsuit alleges that State Farm scammed homeowners, hundreds in Oklahoma, by under-reimbursing damage from hail reports. The story was first reported by Oklahoma Watch, who profiled one family in Broken Arrow. They only received $1,400 from State Farm for roof damage that cost $22,000 to repair. Oklahoma Watch reporter J.C. Hallman says he knows of upwards of 200 other cases involving allegations against State Farm.
It's probably thousands. And so at that point, the number gets into the billions of dollars that are at stake here.
Yeah, this huge lawsuit where the Attorney General now wants to intervene is accusing State Farm of violating consumer protections, deceptive trade practices, and even racketeering.
A new state question is filed to remove certain property taxes. That initiative would phase out property taxes on homesteads. That's a permanent residence of over 4 years. This would eliminate $1.2 billion in tax revenue.
Democrat and Republican alike understand that paying taxes on your home forever is basically turning you into a tenant of the state, and it shouldn't be happening in Oklahoma. It
is filed by a group of current and former lawmakers who are hoping to get this on the November 2026 ballot.
Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt is seeking his third term in the city's top office. The two-term mayor will face one challenger, 34-year-old Matthew Polaris. Holt says he believes his accomplishments over the past 8 years prove his ability. He says he's most proud of passing MAPS 4, a new downtown arena, a new bond issue, and securing 2 Olympic events for 2028.
A little different when you don't have, funded serious opposition, or you don't have the necessity to introduce yourself. At this point, you're kind of standing on your record, and I'm very proud of my record, and I think that the people of Oklahoma City have shown time and time again that they are as well.
Matthew Polaris is available to interview with us next week. Stay tuned for that conversation. The election is February 10th.
It's a Friday morning, 6:35. We're watching the roads. Meteorologist Megan Gold joins us now. How are we looking on a Friday, Megan?
Not tracking any crashes, but if you're like me, after we've had winter weather, the roads have been treated. There's all that salt, that grime on the roadways, and maybe you're ready to get a car washed. And really a good idea to maybe hold off until at least Sunday. We do still have the freezing fog potential into the day tomorrow. Some of that will still be on the roadways. But by the time we get into Sunday, a chilly, a dry forecast, and really a dry stretch. So a lot of times when we've got rain in the forecast, you hold off on the car wash. I'll tell you what, it is a dry 9-day, and you're good to go there. Here's I-40 and Air Depot out by Tinker. That haze from all the moisture, you can't even really see really much there in that shot. There's the Broadway extension looking good there, and then I-40 from our Mathis home cam over I-44. Down on the south side, I-35 at South 89th, good to go. And again, only that water main break at Northwest 23rd and Penn, the only issue on the roadways right now. Guys, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Megan, thank you. Former death row inmate Richard Glossip will go before yet another Oklahoma County judge today. This marks the 6th judge that's overseen Glossip's hearings. News 9's Kylie Dedman joins us live here in studio with the very latest and what's next. Kylie?
Colby, Glossip has a hearing scheduled for this afternoon, and a lot could be on the table. Today's meeting could come down to a finalization of the judge, if they assign a civil judge, or if it's even possible for a change in venue. Glossip's case was transferred to Judge Richard Ogden earlier this week. This is also the final criminal judge available in Oklahoma County. Glossip's last judge recused herself last month after defense attorneys argued she had personal connections to Glossip. Now, Glossip is charged with murder in the first degree in the death of motel owner Barry Van Treese back in 1997. Glossip's co-worker Justin Sneed confessed to beating Van Treese to death and testified that Glossip had paid him to commit the crime. Now, Glossip's hearing is scheduled for 3:30 this afternoon. Colby.
All right, Kylie, thank you. And by the way, we will be at that meeting. You can tune into News 9 throughout the day for the very latest. You can also find it on the News 9 app.
Also a big day for OSU. The Board of Regents today will vote on the contract for the new OSU head football coach, Eric Morris. Documents show his salary will start at $3.8 million a year, and then $100,000 will be added every year of the 5-year contract. OSU will also pay Morris's buyout of $2.3 million to the University of North Texas, where he currently coaches. Morris will be formally introduced at OSU on Monday. Before that, though, he's actually coaching the University of North Texas in the American Conference Championship tonight. It's against Tulane. Kickoff for that game, 7 p.m.
So if the North Texas wins tonight, do they go to the college football playoffs?
Robin, at this point, I have no idea. Nobody knows.
Because they'd be the conference champion if North Texas wins.
They would be, and that's the way that it's always kind of been. But now I don't know.
Okay, it's kind of all up in the air.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's busy. We know that for sure.
There you go. All right. Hey, also is busy this morning. There's meteorologist Lacie Swope. She's eyeing our forecast. It's Friday. Kind of got a lot going on today.
Yes, we're trying to get you to the weekend. And here at the Bob Mills Weather Center, we're watching some fog settle in portions of Oklahoma. Problem is we're in the 20s, so there's a chance for some patchy black ice. Not everyone is seeing that. In fact, most location roadways are dry. Here is your before you go forecast from the 60s. At 6 a.m. in the 20s. We're not in the 60s. We're warming today and above freezing by 9 a.m. There are 60s on your 9-day warming trend. We'll let you know what to expect and when we can have some tricky travel tomorrow morning. That's coming up.
Here at News 9, we want to recognize teachers for the impact they're making in the classroom.
Yeah, this morning we're recognizing Lisa Day from Northridge Elementary. The person who nominated her says Mrs. Day has completely transformed the music program in the past year. They say Mrs. Day has reignited a love of music at Northridge Elementary and has made a lasting impact on students.
Man, thank you for all you do, Mrs. Day. Do you know an educator doing great things in the classroom? We'd love to hear about it. Nominate that teacher to be an impactful teacher. Visit news9.com/teacher. We're back after this.
All right, 6:43. We are almost at the end of the newscast, and a lot of folks just now waking up. So thanks for joining us this morning. It's cold, and we're talking freeze and fog possible.
Yeah, a little ice is possible. Once again, didn't take much ice at all on bridges or overpasses, elevated surfaces to cause a problem on your commute. The good news is it's not widespread, but there is some of that out there. And for many of the kiddos today, it's back to school after a snow day.
Bundle up this morning.
Bundle up. Be prepared for a chilly day, but a lot of melting. Any of the black ice that we do see will erode away here in the next few hours. I just want to show you kind of what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's just kind of an explainer of what's happened. It's not a live look outside.
Yeah, we thought it was.
I thought it was fog somewhere.
I was like, oh my gosh.
What is happening? It's a blackout. No, so right now the roadways, of course, that are connected to the soil temps are in the 40s. If you have fog, there may be some moisture, but that should be a sign to you that if you hit an elevated surface, that moisture could be ice, a glaze of black ice because you don't see it. The fog that settles in, if it becomes dense enough, that's just nothing but a million little water droplets, and then that freezes on contact to untreated surfaces. So it's called freezing fog, and that's the scenario we're watching for this morning for some locations, and also tomorrow morning for your Saturday. That could be a problem. But right now, the bridges in Oklahoma City are good to go. Lucky Star Skycam Network live from Integris. But the problem is we've dropped to 28 degrees. And at the airport, we are reporting just light fog. And there's a big difference between light fog and dense fog. If you get enough of those droplets, that's when the ice becomes a problem. If you look off to the east on our SSM Health Cam, you can see that low cloud deck overhead. Clear skies above it. We're in for a sunny day. OCCC, the same thing. And what I've been showing you is in the lights in the parking lot in OCCC. You can see that moisture, and that's what could be on your windshield this morning. There's frost for sure on your windshield, but could also be on some of the bridges, and you're seeing that in Canadian County as well. We're in the 20s in Hinton, 26, 27 in Clinton, 30 in Norman, 29 in Byers, 28 in Bristow. So we're cold enough to get a little ice. There's just not much moisture. Low 20s, mid 20s, and then down to the 30s to the south. Where we've had the low clouds rolling on through, that's what you're seeing here on infrared imagery. That's the low cloud deck that I was showing you off to the east, but we're seeing more fog set up shop now from Chickasha to Pauls Valley, back over to Hinton. Excuse me, back up to Cherokee, okay. Woodward to Loga, Clinton, back to Sayre, Elk City, and Cheyenne. Now, ODOT is out treating the roadways along I-40 once you get into western Oklahoma and the snow routes out in Beckham County, because there have been reported slick spots with patchy black ice where there's 100% humidity. You're saturated, but I'm also watching 100% humidity from Pottawatomie County, Seminole, Shawnee, and then back down into portions of Byers. So I think there could be a few slick spots to the east as well. Just be careful. This is not anything like what we saw Monday with widespread ice, but all it takes is one slick bridge on your commute in these areas to really cause you to have a bad crash. So be careful. We're watching from Stroud to Welty, Cromwell, Shawnee. Again, if visibility is dropping and it looks like moisture on the roadways, it could be ice on the bridge. Winds are 5 to 10 miles per hour, some gusts to 15, and that's enough to cause it to feel like this. 18 in Fairview, 22 in Kingfisher, 23 in Shawnee. The wind chill chill is 20 degrees in Oklahoma City. We're back up to 33 at 9. Quick warm up, 45 at noon, and 51 degrees with sunshine by 3 o'clock. Lower mid 50s is what we're expecting. 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. It's going to be beautiful, and it looks great for Friday night football. If you've got those big games you're headed to, many of the championships or the final rounds of the playoffs, temperatures from the 40s down into the 30s, and also the big game going on, the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Dallas Mavericks at home. Tip-off is at 8:30. It'll be in the 30s as you're heading into and out of the Paycom Center. Now, we've got moisture streaming into the south. We've got sinking air coming in from the north and no major storm systems near us. It is a dry forecast into the weekend and into much of next week. So get ready for it. The winter weather, as far as the precip goes, is behind us, and our temperatures are going to get warmer, but we still have to get through a couple of chilly days. So I want to show you tonight's lows down into the 20s. If you plan on being up before daybreak or even right around sunrise, there will likely be a blanket of fog, much denser than what we're dealing with this morning and much more widespread, lifting in from the south. And since we'll dip down into the 20s, the chance for elevated surfaces, the bridges, the overpasses, to have some black ice is definitely there for your Saturday. So use caution. We'll have updates for you live on air, online, all the things. And then for tomorrow, the big question is, how quickly does the cloud cover erode away? Some data suggests our winds are so light that we have that cloud cover around all day, keeping us in the 40s. I think eastern Oklahoma has a higher chance of being in the lower and mid 40s. If the clouds break free, sunshine. I think western Oklahoma is in the mid 50s to low 60s, and it'll be kind of a mixed bag across the metro of sun and clouds, really keeping those temperatures down or letting you warm on up. Sunday, cold front hits, so we have a north wind. We're in the low 40s, but we're dry. 49 Monday, and then the 50s turn to the 60s next week. We'll send it back to you guys at the news desk.
Lacie, thanks so much. Oklahoma City firefighters say one man has lost his life after a backyard shed caught fire on the northwest side of the metro. Crews responded to the scene here at Northwest 11th and Penn. This was late last night. The shed behind the home was on fire. Crews then say as they went in to investigate, there was the body of a man who was there, passed away inside. There is no information on how the fire started. No name has been released on the person who died. Keep it here on News 9 for any updates.
Oklahoma City police say that a man is dead after a chase ends in a crash on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. I want to show you the scene right around 9:30 last night. This was on I-44 right near Northwest 23rd Street. Police say the chase actually started all the way down at Southwest 59th and Penn and ended when that suspect crashed into a concrete barrier. The suspect was taken to the hospital where they later died. No officers were injured in the chase or the crash, and so far no names have been released.
Just a sad update here. A makeshift memorial is growing for an Oklahoma City first grader hit and killed by a school bus on Wednesday. Oklahoma City police say 6-year-old Adrian Salgado was walking with 2 other children when he was struck by the bus near Southwest 51st and Douglas. Investigators now say Adrian tried to cross in front of the bus, tried to beat the bus as it was turning, and he was hit. So many people have left cards, flowers, stuffed animals in honor of the Fillmore Elementary School student. There's also a vigil tonight at 6 p.m. at Southwest 51st and McKinley if you'd like to support the family. And the family has a GoFundMe to pay for funeral expenses. We have that at news9.com.
Yeah, our thoughts with that family and the school district there, Fillmore on the south side of the metro. If you're traveling on Northwest 23rd, just a heads up, crews are still working to repair that water main break at 23rd near Penn. Crews have been working since Wednesday evening. Right here it is, Northwest 23rd and Penn. City officials say part of 23rd is narrowed. They're trying to fix this 8-inch break. They thought it would be finished yesterday. They say the work will continue through today. I think it's the westbound lanes that are really affected. Eastbound lanes are letting one car at a time get through. So just kind of avoid that area. A lot of folks drive right there on 23rd in the morning. Another main water break yesterday morning. We showed you this one on the northwest side at 87th and Western. Officials say they did fix that water main break in a timely manner yesterday.
Your time now, 6:51. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching the roads, the morning commute, and the sunrise. Hey, Megan.
Hey, good morning. We're just over 30 minutes away from sunrise here in Oklahoma City and really across the state, of course. From our American Fidelity camera, Broadway extension looking good, I-40 looking good as well, and then down on the south side, I-35. Now, just to the north and east of that spot, we do have a crash in the westbound lanes of I-240. The computer is putting 2 crashes here, but it's actually just one. That's going to be at Eastern again in the westbound lane. The backup starting to extend farther to the east back to Bryant. Speeds down to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So if you travel I-240, allow for a little extra time. Right now, overall drive times from all major cities into Oklahoma City are good to go. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
On today's Coca-Cola Porch, an all-new holiday production is bringing Jane Austen's characters to life on the big stage. We're getting a peek behind the curtain, plus how you can get tickets. It's all coming up at 9 a.m.
Well, check it out. This year, is Santa swapping out his sleigh and reindeer?
Oh, wow.
Not exactly, but he does have a sweet temporary ride, a jet ski. Yeah, check it out. Santa Claus shredding some waves right off the coast of Rio de Janeiro. This is all part of a project that local firefighters and nonprofits organize for kids with disabilities. And it included gifts, festive cheer, and a visit, of course, from jet skiing Santa.
He can get anywhere, anytime.
He can do it all.
He can do it all.
There you go. Oh, we love Santa.
Look at him go.
We're less than 3 weeks away from Christmas, by the way.
Yes, closing in.
Wow.
And so many Santa sightings are happening across Oklahoma. As your kids go and see Santa, you got to send us the pictures of him because we want to know where he is.
Sharing those.
We love tracking him, too.
We love tracking him.
All right. Hey, thanks for sharing time with us here today. We'll have more for you coming up at 7 a.m. Make it a great day.
Happy Friday.
Merry Christmas. Too soon?